Hello students, our next topic is rules for nomenclature of alicyclic compounds. We studied in the classification what is alicyclic compounds. Okay, so alicyclic compounds are named as the corresponding open chain hydrocarbons. Means what? Now suppose this is our propane CH3 CH2 CH3 1 2 3 CH3 CH2 CH3. So this is our propane. When we want cyclic compound is this propane, then it is CH2 CH2 CH2. One H from this end and one H from this end we have to remove, and we have to make a cycle like this, and this is called as cyclopropane. This is called as cyclopropane. Bond line formula of the cyclopropane is just triangle. This is triangle. This is bond line formula. Okay, bond line formula. In bond line formula we are not mentioning carbon as well as hydrogens, just at the junction, that is the C, and we assume that there are the hydrogens, like these junctions are the C. This is our triangle, and which is called as cyclopropane. If it is cyclobutane, then it is like this: CH2 CH2, then here it is CH2, here it is CH2, and they are linked to each other. So we can write just simple square in bond line formula, and this is our cyclobutane. This is our cyclobutane. If the structure is like this, a pentane and with double bond, then this is called cyclopentene. This is called cyclopentene. Double bond means this is alkene, which is cyclic compound. So this is cyclopentene. When it is cyclohexane, then just hexagon like this. This is cyclohexane. Okay. Now, next rule. If there is only one substituent, this is very important, only one substituent, then numbering of the carbon atoms on the ring is not required. Is not required. In IUPAC nomenclature, we studied in the common name like in a straight chain compounds that we have to give numbering. But now when there is just only one substituent like this, this is our cyclohexane, and from here one of the H is replaced by CH3. So this is only one substituent there, then not necessary to mention the number, only you have to write just like the previous rules. You have to write substituent first and then the parent hydrocarbon. So this is our methyl cyclohexane. This is methyl group. So this is methyl, and this is our cyclohexane, methyl cyclohexane. Now this is just like this, this is cyclopentene, this is cyclopentene, and on this cyclopentene there is ethyl group, that is C2H5, which we represent, C2H5 represent ethyl, C2H5 represent ethyl. So the total name, whole name of this compound is ethyl cyclopentene, ethyl cyclopentene. Now next rule, if there are two or more substituents, same rule as that open chain compound we have to apply. Means what? Suppose here it is ethyl substituent and the methyl substituent. In our open chain compounds, we arrange them in alphabetical order. Do you know that rule? Yes, you studied that thing. We have to arrange in alphabetical order, and according to alphabetical order we have to give numbering. So the substituent which comes first, suppose here is ethyl comes first because E comes first than M, this is methyl, then we have to start numbering from this substituent. So we start numbering from here. So this is 1, 2, then this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is the 6th carbon. So the name is now alphabetical order, we have to give priority to that, preference to that. So this starts with the number 1. So this is 1 ethyl, then from this way clockwise direction, methyl comes on the 3rd position. So this is 3 methyl, and the total structure is cyclohexane. Okay, we are not going to give numbering in this way anti-clockwise, as if you are going to start it anti-clockwise, it will come on 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The set of locant is now the 1 and 5. So anti-clockwise is wrong, clockwise is correct numbering, and so this is 1 ethyl 3 methyl cyclohexane. Now see this priority. This is methyl group while this one is propyl group. Okay. So M comes first, then P. That's why here now to methyl group we number as 1, then this one is second, then this one is third. So the name of this compound is 1-methyl. This is our methyl group. So this is 1-methyl. At the third carbon there is a propyl group. So this is 3-propyl, and then this one is cyclohexane. Then this one is cyclohexane. But now just like open chain compound, if it is same group is substituted over there, then we have to apply di. If there are 2 then di, if there are 3 then tri, the same substituents, same substituent. This is methyl. But something different than this is that the highly substituted carbon we have to number as 1. This is different than the previous one. You have to remember this thing. Highly substituted now is 1, not the alphabetical order. We are going to write the name in alphabetical order, but numbering is like that. The number 1 gives to the highly substituted carbon and not to the alphabetical order substituent. See here. Here we start numbering from the ethyl group, because in alphabetical order E comes first than M. But when it is highly substituted, then only difference is that to that highly substituted carbon you have to give number 1, and then according to the numbering, but you have to arrange them in alphabetical order only. Getting this point? See, here are 2 methyl groups. So this is 1-dimethyl. Okay, this is 1,1-dimethyl. So this is 1,1-dimethyl substituent. But alphabetically ethyl we have to write first, and this ethyl is on number 3 carbon number 3 where ethyl group is attached. So I write over here like this: 3-ethyl, 1-dimethyl, and this is cyclohexane. So ending with cyclohexane. Getting this point? Remember this very well. Okay, alphabetical order is the same like a open chain compound. You have to give preference which comes first in alphabetical order. So here it is number 1 to the ethyl group. As in comparing between methyl and propyl, methyl will have number 1, but when it is highly substituted, then you have to give number 1 to highly substituted position, but only writing is in alphabetical order, and whatever the number it will come you have to write over here. So this is ethyl group is on the third carbon, so 3-ethyl, while this highly substituted we have to start from here. So this is number 1. So this is 1,1-dimethyl cyclohexane. Next rule in this alicyclic compounds is that if alkyl group contain greater number of carbon atoms than the ring, okay, the compound is named as derivative of alkane. Ring is treated as substituent. Okay, so see, this is ring, okay, but how many carbon atoms in the ring? 1, 2, 3. So this is cyclopropane ring. But now this chain or this alkyl groups is greater number than the cyclopropane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if you start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the chain is of the 5 carbons while the cyclic compound is of the 3, and that's why alkyl group contain greater number of carbon atoms than the ring. The compound is named as derivative of alkane. So this is alkane, pentane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here it is we treated this cyclic compound as a substituent, and that's why we write here cyclopropyl. This is cyclopropyl and it is on number 3 carbon in a chain. So, this is position is 3. So, this is cyclopropyl pentane. Okay, this is the correct name, cyclopropyl pentane. This is not pentyl cyclopropane. This is not pentyl cyclopropane. Why? Because this is number of 5 carbon chain while this cyclic compound is only 3. Okay, and that's why the compound is named as derivative of alkane. Which alkane here? Here alkane is pentane. Now see another example. This is the cyclic substituent and this is the chain of the 6 carbons. Okay, these 6 carbons are more than these 4. That's why this is the derivative of hexane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 derivative of hexane, and here it is the cyclic butane ring. So, it is substituent. So, this is cyclobutyl and it is attached to the number 1 carbon. So, this is 1 cyclobutyl hexane. 1 cyclobutyl hexane. Next, that is rules for the IUPAC